5 o'clock morning or 5 o'clock na misa wake up. Prepare more things, go to market. Misa go kan pado lo every morning. Things me face him na sometimes me garem uta. Had time o same for go market, time o same weather or see him no good.
Every morning, Joy Frank paddles her dugout canoe for 30 minutes across the lagoon to the town of Auki to get to the market. There she sells smoked fish and some produce. Helen Philemon has a number of small farms where she grows vegetables and raises dairy cows. Twice a month, she packs up her produce and joins other women in a public transport to make the 3.5-hour trek to Luganville Market in Vanuatu.
I wake up at about 5, do all the cooking and everything ready, send my daughter to school, and I just go into my farm, do a little bit work on the farm, and then I just go off to market to start off my daily routine, my market business.
Helen, Joy, and Shabnam are only 3 of the thousands of Pacific women who rely on selling their produce in markets for their livelihoods.
If you look at markets in our region, between 75% and 90% of market vendors are women. These can be professional market vendors that are there every single day of the week, but also rural women who have their vegetable gardens in the village, in the community, and come to the markets over the weekend to sell their produce that they haven't been using for themselves or their families. And often that's the only source of income that they have.
For many women, they are not able to save any money from their market sales. The majority of market vendors in the Pacific are women. Their earnings go towards their children's education, household expenses, food, healthcare, and other necessities. But working as a market vendor is hard work involving long hours in tough conditions. Women's work in the market is often in addition to their other household duties, such as cleaning, cooking, farming, children, and family care work. The women also face a number of challenges and hardships every day in the markets, just to sell their produce. For many years, this has been the only life many of these women have known, until now. Recognizing the importance of markets in the lives of Pacific women, the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, known as UN Women, established a project in 2014 called Markets for Change, or M4C. Supported by the Australian government, the Government of Canada, and in partnership with UNDP, the Markets for Change project addresses 4 key outcome areas to improve the lives of market vendors in the Pacific. Strengthening market vendor associations, which represent women's interest in the marketplace, improving socio-economic security for market vendors, ensuring local governments are more gender responsive and accountable to women vendor needs, improving infrastructure and on-site services, including ensuring markets are safe and disaster resilient.
Although women were, the vast majority of vendors, they very rarely had a say in how the markets were managed. We thought it was a strategic area where we could target a number of issues, from economic empowerment to women's leadership in agencies to discrimination and violence against women in one place, while at the same time contributing to the economic growth and development of the countries of the Pacific.
One of the initial challenges was gaining the trust of local government administrators who are responsible for managing markets.
We work closely with municipal and provincial councils in Fiji, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu, and we focus on including women with disabilities and women from rural areas to ensure that they benefit equally.
The Markets for Change project works to unite local governments in addressing some of the many barriers facing women in various Pacific Island markets. More than just improving conditions in the markets, the project is about empowering women market vendors in leadership positions. It helps women work together at the market level, which in turn helps give them a collective voice so that the market management better understands their needs while ensuring the efficient and effective running of the markets. In this way, women market vendors have a say in the running and improvement of markets, while at the same time giving them opportunities to improve their livelihoods for themselves and their families.
As women, I can say we can run the house, we can run the business with great success.
I was just pushed to be a market vendor because circumstances arise in that manner when my father passed away.
Shobna Verma has worked as a market vendor for 27 years. With 2 small children at home, she had no choice but to help earn money for her family.
And then coming in the market, it was not easy. There were a lot of competition, jealousy, fighting. The person selling the same item as you would even not look at you.
Shobna tried to bring her concerns to the market administrators, but often they were not interested.
Our words were never heard. And we were not even allowed to talk to the market master. They could say anything they want to us.
In Solomon Island markets, the situation was similar.
Time mifal arrive go, ota vedas na ot saveran for ota market belum mifal. And mifal no garem chance for go and mifal garem space for put him and mifal put him prices.
No anything have organized. We just concentrate on me sell and market below me and all that with every other vendors or same too.
In Vanuatu, Helen Philemon found that the expensive fees for selling in the market made it difficult to bring home any money.
Time I call market, me market the money finish no more the table with them floor. After me call a toilet, me pay toilet because me want to swim, me must pay bill block swim lo bathrooms because me no pay pa me no seko pa me stapa.
Market vendors shared similar challenges throughout the Pacific, but felt powerless to change the situation. The UN Women Market for Change project helped change that.
If we are to empower women, we need to understand where they're coming from, what their challenges are, and those could be personal questions. But from the personal questions, let's devise strategies that can help them.
To truly empower the women market vendors, they had to become part of decision making. This led to the development and strengthening of market vendor associations in all of the markets assisted by the project. These associations have organized market vendors, providing them with a collective voice to raise their concerns and to work more productively with market management.
Council na recognizing that me fal na right hand blame inside the market. Anything will happen in the market, council always stop the association for deal with them issue before come loketa.
A lot of the issues that they have, they come in individually for us to address, and it's quite difficult. But with the Market Vendors Association, whatever their needs and problems, they can bring it to us. It's like they are the link between the people, the vendors, and the government.
The market vendors elected their own representatives to attend these associations.
Lote pro election yana ma mi look se full up mama ole campe one thing come up lo mi se mi stops look save veni se pa mi na mi win time mi harem hat lo mi club mi final he mi lo life lo mi he mi one new step lo life lo mi.
But like many new vendor association office holders, Eslyn was afraid that she might not be up to the task of representing more than 2,000 market vendors who sold produce at her market.
Mi feel se mi small, mi no school code, so time tok lo one kind mama al sem, and mi make him say, sometimes mi town hat eta. Come out lo one life will same way. Mi fly must come out lo back lo kitchens fly mi fly sa come out put on voice fly mi fly come out lo air. The time once when me come inside lo work here, mi go back. Work when me make him lo association, so me make him to lo community.
So mi save broad lo project we have in parem all woman lo save stand up sem all vendors inside lo market house or li come out lo one area block it house sem. All good for la woman leader, mama leader inside the one family.
Since that me for the woman, me for collectively come together as association and me for get him voice for talk out. Ogata recognize him now that there is an organized women's group inside the market. And so me save go lo management, me save talk freely with him ogata.
Part of being a representative of fellow market vendors was questioning where the money went from the fees vendors are charged.
Me for involved inside lo budget consultation. Yeah? First time ever me for looking what na budget lo market. Oto look save lo me for and me for look save lo oketa and oto questions concerning market fees and all this way me for la question him before him clear na bis me for part with him oketa lo budget consultation me for look him na how selling lo for him go.
organize events, I receive complaints, I negotiate on behalf of the vendors. I try to empower my community to tell them that we need to work on this particular goal that we have to reach and bring about change in the market.
Working with the associations, local governments responsible for the running of the market can now more easily consult and include market vendors on discussions for inclusive budgets, planning for infrastructural improvements, and handling vendor disputes.
Through working with them, we have an understanding that they act as a conveyor belt in between the vendors and the municipal councils. They become a sort of an agency which is able to very much promote dialogue, promote the discussion of challenges, assist in municipal councils via participatory structure to understand what all is required, assist municipal councils in the establishment of operational plans for the purpose of meeting these challenges.
When I see women, I see myself, I see my mom, I see my grandmother who started from the market, I see my daughters, my sisters. I want to improve what they have now. I would like to improve that in a way of negotiation and talk to relevant authorities on how to improve their lives.
Before the association was initiated, when women vendors experienced personal safety issues such as theft, sexual harassment, bullying, and discrimination, they did not know how to raise these issues. One achievement of the market vendor associations was to better organize the vendors to prevent overcrowding and make transportation more efficient. In the Luganville market in Vanuatu, for example, women from certain geographic areas were assigned days to attend the market, allowing them to compete with fewer vendors and to have more time at home with their families.
So inside the Fofala group, everyone in Ostave come together from 3,000 members, and big one too much. So we must separate them by group for group. So only save come by groups, only save make small money blow oreta. ID blow oreta, hemi blow, letem blow. From me volai oreta only use a toilet hemi free. So only must put my ID blow tale modlo toilet kipase. Yes, me one member blow. Association me kat ID hemi, me save use toilet with them bathroom hemi free.
This Market Vendors Association was trained. They were also given all the tools, they were given the skills, they were provided with the knowledge. After that, the relationship between the council and market vendors improved drastically.
Through the market vendor associations, the concerns of women market vendors are now being heard and discussed. The associations play a key role in resolving conflicts, as well as finding consensus on issues that affect vendors, both men and women, as well as market management.
I've seen a great change in the market around Fiji as I grew up in the market. So I know the in and out of the market in Fiji. Now I've seen a change, and I'm quite happy that I'm part of it.
Before the Market for Change project, opportunities for training market vendors was very limited. They also faced a range of barriers to saving money. This situation affected their ability to help support their family, improve their standard of living, and to save for their future.
At time we make a market lo pot fila, we spend and plan the money lo save pem table mo every something inside lo market. We look say time we come back we carry small money no we come back.
Before I used to use my cash anything, just buy anything, see anything, you just buy like that.
Before time in market, just for training, me no sabe no ma how now for me saving money where me save looking low every day. Me save spend all about no more.
Through the Markets for Change project, women market vendors were offered various training courses to improve the way they ran their market business. Through UN Women and its partner UNDP, a range of training courses were provided in financial literacy, business skills, financial management, customer service, record keeping, and saving money. Training was also provided on subjects like food handling, health and hygiene, good governance, communications and conflict resolution, agricultural improvement, disaster preparedness and gender dynamics.
The market is an opportunity for women to learn new things, new ideas. This is around, how crops are being planted, the new types of seeds, how they water. So it is an important place.
Before me for doing gardening, me was a bonem, me was a bonem, me for clean up, me for bonem or the sticky or the grass. From training, me no sa bonem no ta grass, or se me clean him no more, then me leave him rotate, him make me feel that me feel garem some fala compost, but me look him now, him give him out a healthy fruits.
Through the project partnership with UNDP, one of the key training topics was on simple bookkeeping, teaching the women how to record their sales and expenses to ensure that they earn more than they spent. The training also taught them how to save.
We were taught how to do savings, how to use your cash, and keeping my records and other things.
In all 3 countries involved in the Markets for Change project, both private and national banks assisted UN Women and UNDP by providing training for the women in financial literacy and other subjects, free of charge.
We actually covered the life cycles of an individual, and then we talk about their financial goals, because it's important that they have a financial goals, and then to achieve the financial goal, as we believe that women need to be financial literate to make informed decision. And we want, at the end of the day, we would like women to be financially independent.
This training, him helping me. Him some that a lot of things me have learned inside now. Lot of training him have changed him. Me have budget and me have put him now some follow money and me have put him keep him also for helping family. Me have put him aside. Then me come back. Me have tell him now lo kita some follow market vendors.
The training also opened the women's eyes to possibilities outside the market.
Attended my agriculture training and Milan plant is something me come back me decide them say by me make one business for me. Then decide them make money of chips.
The training also helped the women understand the importance of saving to help them manage unforeseen and unexpected expenses, such as being too sick to work, so they could still meet their expenses.
Fish business me make me helping me for la big one. You got all profits plonge me ko putum lo saving. Got suppose one man one lo me for la me got one big for la sick. We need local hospital pay finance no cut lo that time me for la go take employ me sabe help out lo all time we finance me no more cut and me helping me for la too lo like school fee lo beginning me all grandchildren for me all me helping me for la lo precision.
UN Women worked with its key partner UNDP to also provide training on personal presentation, produce display, improved agricultural productivity, and adding value to their produce so they can sell it for more. All of these trainings aim to improve the marketability of the produce the women sell.
Time we go attend them workshop lo food safety and hygienic ya. Me learning stakaya. Sem last time me no sa foilem ot fish, me sa putim dry no mo sem. Then place me sa wakem ot osem. Mi wakem kakai me no sa wakem good too. Ba mi rasim no ma then motu osem. But time we go attend them na workshop ya lo food safety and hygienic ya me des learning staka ya for make him osem make him market him little bit change for me.
We were also given trainings on how about treating your customers. I'm very happy that Market for Change is really meant Market for Change. It's really changing, market upgrading, and our life is also upgrading with them.
They're very good entrepreneurs. They know exactly what they want to do, what they want to get. But to have the discipline around financial management, having a proper record keeping, having a market strategy, having a business plan, that's something they need to be reminded that it's important.
Training was also provided for market vendors on how to be more resilient to disasters and other effects of climate change. Booklets were prepared to help market vendors and local officials prepare for and recover quickly from cyclones, flooding, and other effects of climate change. The market vendor associations became a conduit for providing training that not only empowered market vendors to improve the way they ran their businesses, but also to participate in policy discussions.
But the Vendors Association, oketna ears and eyes for people's time. Women's division hem garem consultations or hem garem trainings for women. Hem invite them Vendors Association for attending. At the same time, this year we fala garem women's policy. Vendors Association hem part inside law that fala policy. Say bloketa hem been included inside law policy. Yeah.
So mi fala ta vendor mi start to realize him that him association him training mi fala for look save mi fala no woman nati or say mi fala woman where garim name or title or Asim Solomon you say you garim number you look save lo huna you more important than before.
Markets for Change seeks to put women front and centre in planning and decision-making processes, and it supports women to become leaders, business entrepreneurs and advocates in their communities.
Improving their knowledge and understanding of improved agricultural techniques, basic finance and how to better run their small businesses has empowered many of the market vendors. It is helping to break the cycle of poverty many have lived in their entire lives. High percentages of market vendors in the Pacific are women. Despite this, market managers previously gave very little consideration to the special needs of women vendors. To address the situation, the project convened meetings and training courses with local government officials, sensitizing them to view the administration and management of markets through a gender lens.
Before attending the meeting, my thinking was that we have to be equal like men and female. Give them 2 toilets for male, give 2 toilets for female. When you actually go to the depth, then you see the demand is not like that. Men, we just have 20% male, and female, we have 80% female. And if it's a busy period, all the women's their line. In addition, the outside customers are there. Women are standing on the line to attend the toilets.
One way to ensure that women's needs in the markets are addressed is to focus on gender-responsive budgeting and planning. The project worked closely with local administrators to ensure that any new policies and projects address the concerns put forward by the market vendor associations. Once women vendors realized that their voices were actually being heard through the market vendor associations, their concerns about a number of issues in some of the markets were pushed to the forefront. One of the most urgent issues for the women was security.
Since I want to association, I phone card still inside. Municipal na ting lo mi vla na ting plus and they want security can stop watch over lo mi vla lo night. Or man or stop what or still money blol to still him kakai blol mama lo market. Pe kokonaya since last year or just stop realize him now we look na ya now. Same municipal or the association to vla.
Same time too, only help too, lo talam lo council when I needed to yumi makan, especially in terms of maintenance. Molnar security issues, we exist lo all market.
Women in the Solomon Islands Vendor Association also helped identify issues that were important to them.
Me fala stay inside the marketplace, then me fala look what na some fala things where control or kata providing for kata vendors.
Finding funding to address issues that the women identified proved difficult. Some vendor associations, though, found their own way to help their members with money issues.
One for objective association, yeah, garem a retail shop. Me for garem in mind that inside the retail shop, yeah, me for start them a savings scheme. Or the women, or the garem place for come putum selling block oketa. Or the garem opportunity for investing land block oketa for him grow. Or the come borrow money from me for too. Where me for call him lending scheme, where anyone him like him capital money for starting marketplace, hem save kamlo mi fala. One fala na a lending scheme where mi save give him out $1,000 lo security blo red money.
Traditional shell money in the Solomon Islands has great value locally and can sometimes be used as collateral.
After 2 months or same time, ota pay back, ota mi return him red money block, and ota by continue with the market block. So far, him 1.5 years now since operation him start, and ota get into savings.
Some vendor associations also identified the need for better on-site services in areas of waste disposal and hygiene.
Key challenges the market, waste management and one pala big key challenge the market. Like for example, currently market no garam any dump site. So even the public complain about the waste. I think through vendors association, if oketa looking na inside the market, if there is a need, hem liaise together with the market management, then mi fala doing na waste management campaign.
After Market for Change came in and organized the group, they have realized their responsibility and duty as market vendors, that they are not working on their own, they are not working against us, but they are there to support us. So I see the Market Vendors Association as a big step forward for us.
Market vendor associations help address some of the barriers that women vendors face. The market vendors work closely with market management to ensure issues such as security, sanitation, hygiene, and other issues get prioritized.
We have noticed changes. We have noticed the sense of ownership growing amongst the vendors, the networking building exercise going to another level, the sharing of knowledge and the operational capacities and their experience in between vendors, council to council, going to another level.
Through market vendor associations, women were now able to participate in plans for improving their markets. Infrastructure issues that vendors highlighted included having access to clean washrooms, running water, good lighting and ventilation, as well as security. UN Women supported a number of markets by providing upgraded infrastructure, including water tanks, temporary market shelters, and market tables in several locations. But even though the issues and even the solutions were identified, small town councils often lack the ability to make the structural changes necessary.
Whereas council can provide with skilled labours, but on the other side we don't have the those technical resources to meet the requirements that Market for Change is emphasizing upon.
This was again an area where Markets for Change helped. The project assisted local governments with partial funding and helped identify the necessary technical expertise.
And so we work with local government authorities on a cost-sharing basis to support improvements in the market infrastructure. This can go from building new sanitation facilities to ensuring that women have accommodation centers where they can sleep safely during the night, especially those women that come from the rural areas for the weekends.
Many market vendors travel long distances to the markets from their homes. Many of these trips are expensive, often requiring the women to sell all their produce just to be able to afford the trip back home. For many women, traveling to the market means that they must spend several nights in the market. In Fiji, the project worked with the government of Fiji to build women's accommodation centers for rural women, a practice the project hopes to extend to Solomon Islands and Vanuatu.
With the help of the UN Women and of course a partnership with our government, we managed to do a accommodation block for these women. So it was all based on consultations, and decisions were made in consultation with these market vendors.
Other issues that we've discussed in terms of market vendors, particularly women, is the need for childcare facilities and how they cope with bringing their family into the market environment, because a lot of them can't leave their children at home and they bring them with them.
Before the Markets for Change project, Few of the markets within the project offered accommodation for the women. The women had to sleep overnight under the benches of the market stalls.
So time we project hemi start with hemi vala, hemi make him say hemi help him. All mama vendors from Mivala is have all mama we only come all the way from Big Bay. All get only service stop inside lo market house 1 week extra. All people who only come lo West Coast we only travel far away only come only service stop extra 2 weeks. From ba isa we got enough money blow him bike transport plan hemi save ko bike come.
But staying overnight in unsecured markets presents special concerns for women who are more vulnerable to gender-based violence. In markets where there are no accommodation centers, women and their children are exposed to random outside people, drunkards and others who might try to steal from them or commit violence.
With M4C, we have made progress. So far, so good in realizing that accommodation is an important aspect of ensuring that the needs of the women are addressed. And it's not just women vendors, it's both male and female and children.
Plans to build accommodation facilities began at many of the markets under the project. At Singatoka Market, a new accommodation center now offers women who travel in from the rural areas a place to sleep during the days they are selling. The Government of Australia provided financial support through UN Women to build 5 women's accommodation centres in Fiji, plus furnishings for an additional 2 centres. There are plans to expand this number of centres as well as address the need for accommodation centres in other project countries. Despite constraints in both financing and expertise, infrastructure projects in all 3 countries are in progress. Some are nearing completion while others are just beginning.
From us, we have accommodation center, we have a place where they can meet, they can discuss whenever they want to have a meeting, we have a space for them. So this is a good thing for the market vendors and the council as well.
Vanuatu's markets had other infrastructural concerns, which the project helped address.
Even trainate, well, mama li sleep time people are rain. What I run through the drainage, local rat or cockroaches will come out. Even I full up. Me all mama li miss sleep molo makia. Time all mama li complain now. So for 1 year, start 2 years finish, no cat change.
Plan to start, we have already identified the drainages and we have already identified those causes. Those improvements on the plans will greatly help the market to improve its current infrastructures. If we take them on board, thinking this is what only want them, then how now by me accommodate them.
One area where all 3 of the Markets for Change project countries are vulnerable is natural disasters. Whether it is tropical cyclones, earthquakes, tsunamis, or torrential rains, these disasters pose a unique challenge for marketplaces. In February 2016, the largest Category 5 cyclone ever to make landfall, Cyclone Winston, devastated parts of Fiji, including the Raki market.
After that, we did a risk reduction exercise within the council itself. And one of the important factors that we noted was the infrastructure. So the new market that we are building now is Category 5 compliance. So we had to involve engineers and have that all compliance to that level.
Through the project partners, the Government of Australia and UN Women provided funding to entirely rebuild Raki market, enabling market vendors once again to earn money for their families. In March 2015, Vanuatu's markets were also devastated by a Category 5 cyclone, Cyclone Pam. New markets now being built are all Category 5 compliant.
The time cyclone Pam we come destroy market here, so now we play no more cat one market, we play service.
Apart from structural improvements to help markets withstand cyclones, the project helped draw up plans to assist market vendors and the general public during natural disasters.
And council too, we make more awareness through the market vendors here. Really aware, say all establish one place where safe. Got all facilities too, where we install them, such as all signages. We give him a route where you come out lehem. Sometimes we got all sirens where all this stuff.
Trainings were held through the market vendor associations to prepare women for impending disasters and to enable the members to alert other vendors when the time came. The trainings resulted in market-level disaster preparedness and emergency plans for each market.
Time when mi vlai sabe se one disaster staka, upai mi vlai mitim disaster, pa mi vlai talam vuotia o tok-tokia sentencia, pa mi vlai mas move out lo buildingnya, lo mi vlai come out.
And me send them one woman and me come give him a training lo side lo disaster. So now time woli RM one warning him Mr. Kam ale to seme all vendors one Mr. Lo home post him take him warning only no come no more.
Working together with market vendor associations and local governments, the project has helped all 3 project countries move forward on improvements to their markets. These developments are meant to provide a safer, healthier environment for women while enabling them to earn money for their families. Since the Markets for Change project began, a number of notable milestones have been achieved. From the initial 6 market vendor associations, there are now more than 19 across the 3 countries. These associations now have 7,500 members. 84% of those members are women. In 13 of these associations, the majority of leadership positions are held by women. Over 2,500 women have been trained on financial literacy and better business practices. Over 1,000 women have been trained on improved agriculture productivity. 8 markets were renovated and retrofitted to Category 5 cyclone resistant. 5 markets supported by M4C now have accommodation centers for rural women. 18 markets now have disaster preparedness and emergency plans. But one of the most important achievements has been the positive changes in the lives of thousands of Pacific women. Pacific Island markets are more than just places where the public can buy fresh food. They are more than just places where mainly rural women earn much-needed money for their families. Through the Markets for Change project, Pacific Island markets have become an opportunity for community-based women to become leaders. Markets are now a place where women's voices are being heard in market management and in local government. Markets are becoming places where security, safety and health issues are not only recognized, they are being acted upon and becoming reality. Through training, women market vendors are learning the skills they need not just to save money for the first time, but to build financial security for their families, and even setting up new business ventures on their own.
The beautiful thing about Markets for Change is that it doesn't only improve the lives of women in the markets, it also has an ongoing ripple effect that touches the lives of their families, their children, their grandchildren and their communities.
And so we're proud of the impact we've had on the lives of women and girls in the Pacific, and on the fact that they've taken ownership of their own status.
Before me try hard to mas flow sabe time the lot this time when me attend them training if like come back with a mas plan to me can business yeah and me help too much.
We have gone a bit up with cash, especially financial status has gone up. You know, family status has also gone up. We contribute more to our household, to our community, because we know how to make money and keep money and budgeting.
That respect for me as a market vendor is so important that also involving me in the policy making, the Maleta province, because me play a higher role where me no expecting by me play him.
Me before you say stop weekend map me, you know, we empower you to something where me say making. You'll see feeling for me say make one something.